Okay, so how did I go from the girl who just hated PE class to running regularly and even running a marathon? In this video, I'm gonna share with you my entire journey and my 6 best tips for how you can get started with running. So let's go. I grew up not particularly active. I did go to gymnastics class when I was 8 to 10 years old, but after that, I basically stopped exercising. And I hated PE class and I always got B's. One time in PE class, I got hit in the head by a soccer ball. So from then on, I just hated team sports and anything to do with a ball, like basketball, volleyball, soccer, football, everything. And along with that, I also hated how my body looked and I was so self-conscious. I just didn't want to do anything related to moving my body where other people could see it. So fast forward to when I got to 20 years old, I just really didn't like myself. I was super self-conscious, had low self-esteem, and I just wanted to become the best version of myself. And along with that, I knew that I had to start exercising. And so I thought, okay, what's like the most convenient way for me to do that that's like cheap or free and where I don't have to like be in front of people. And so I thought running is like the best thing ever because it's free. I can just do it outside. I'm alone. No one is there. Oh yeah, and I don't need to buy any like special equipment or anything like that. I mean, you kind of just need a pair of runners. So now I'm 27 years old, and for the past 7 years, I've been running pretty regularly, 2 to 3 times a week, even in the winter. And I live in Vancouver, Canada, where it goes down to about 0 degrees Celsius. And in the past 7 years, I have done a dozen of 10Ks, 2 half marathons, and 1 full marathon, which, yeah, it was challenging. I don't think I'll ever do a full marathon again, but at least I did it one time, right? Let's get out of here, okay? Okay, so tip number 1, make it as easy as possible for you to get out and go running because we're all lazy and I am lazy too. So what I mean by this is if you can, make it a routine, and make it so that you do it at the same time every single day. For me, it was in the morning, right after I got up, before I had breakfast, before I did anything, pick the same route. So for me, I used to live beside a park. So what I would do is I would just run this exact same route every single day. And this way, I don't have to use my brain and make decisions. You want to make as little decisions as possible. And then also wear the same clothes. Maybe you can have a couple of t-shirts, a couple of I don't know, running pants or joggers that you switch back and forth, but you really don't need to, I don't know, wear anything fancy. Just I think when I started out, I didn't even have leggings. So I just wore sweatpants. Okay, second tip is to coordinate your breathing and your steps. So going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Or when you're breathing, you don't want to just breathe randomly. You need to breathe in sync with your steps. And if you Google videos on how to breathe when running, there's a lot of YouTube videos with tips on how to do that. I think this is the best, oh my gosh, my nose, okay. I think this is the best technical tip that I have for beginners. And I have friends who started to run. They were like, I hate running. I told them this tip and yeah, that totally changed the game for my friend. Okay, so my third tip for you is that when you are just starting to run, you will be walking at times. And for right now, I don't want you to care about how much time you're running, how much time you're walking. It really doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you go outside and you just get outside and do some running. So for me, when I first started, I would just go outside for 15 minutes and I would just run sometimes, walk sometimes. I would just walk when I'm tired, and then I increased that to 20 minutes and then 30 minutes. So for right now, I would just aim to go outside for 15 minutes and then 20 minutes and then 30 minutes gradually and not really pay attention to how much you're walking or running. Because right now it's important just to get into the habit of running. Okay, so fourth tip for you is this is kind of optional, but if you want to register for a race, like a 5K, 10K race, a really good one that I know happens a lot in North America is the 5K color run. So just Google that. With having a set date for a race, it motivates some people, so it may or may not work for you. Fifth tip, in the winter, wear a headband like this, just a thin one you can buy anywhere, and then warm socks that are long to cover up your ankles. Cold weather is not an excuse, and although I don't live in the coldest part of Canada, it does get to 0 degrees, which is still kind of cold. Oh, and while we're talking about weather, hot weather is not an excuse either. You can go early in the morning, which is usually less hot. And my sixth tip for you is probably the most important one, which is to make it your own. For me, I don't listen to music, I don't listen to podcasts or anything. I just run, and I kind of just use it as a time to be meditative and reflect about what's going on in my life and like figure out issues. So for me, running is a pretty therapeutic activity, and I think for a lot of people, like, you can listen to music if you wanted to, just make it your own. Find a way to run where you like it and you enjoy it. You can try different things, join a running group or go running with friends, different running apps, things like that, and make it your own. And for me right now, running has become kind of like a self-care, self-love activity. I'm always looking forward to it. Hey, running is a huge part of my life, and I'm so happy that I got to share this with you. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about running, and remember, you can do anything that you want to do, and you can be anything that you want to be. So yeah, go out and live your dreams and do the things that you want to do. I'll see you later. Bye.